Prairie.306. My name is Jess. I am gardening in Zone 3B in Saskatchewan, Canada. Today is October 3rd. This is week 18 of the garden tours, and it is the final garden tour of 2021. And you'll see why in a minute when we get to the backyard portion. As you'll notice, I'm sitting on my backyard porch again. Just because it's nice out and the lighting's really nice. So I figured I would chill out here and do my intro again. What all can I say this week without giving away everything? You'll notice that I'm wearing a sweater. I'm going to give a shout out to L&O Creations in Regina, Saskatchewan. The owner is a friend of mine, and I approached her and asked her if she would be able to put my YouTube channel logo on a sweater, and this girl delivered. Look at this. This is amazing. I love it so much. So much. I picked it up today and I haven't taken it off. I love it. It's so cozy. I believe she's open to making some more. So if you're interested, shoot me a message, or you can message her page, which is L&O Creations. I'll find the link. I'll put it in the description. She makes a whole bunch of stuff. She's putting out a lot of spooky stuff right now because it's October, which is awesome. Yeah. So, anyway, coming back to gardening stuff, this is, as you can have read the title, this is the final tour of 2021. And then I'm not sure what's gonna happen with this channel. Sorry, my neighbor let their dogs out and I didn't want them barking in the video. I'm not sure what's gonna happen with this channel because I started this as garden tours. So I don't know, do we want to hear about plans for 2022? Do you want garden tips, how to grow stuff? I don't know. Let me know what kind of content you want to see, and I will do my best to create it. It'll be garden related, and I mean, there's going to be stuff that I can talk about. I know that Ian is wanting to start peppers in the grow tent very early this year, so I can talk about that, which would be end of December, I think he wants to start them. Because we have such a short growing season, we want really established plants to come out when it's time to have plants outside, but not too established, because then you end up with 2-foot tomato plants in 16-ounce cups with roots growing all up the edge. Oops. Yeah, let me know what you want to see that is gardening related, and I will do my best to accommodate that. But otherwise, yeah, let's get into the garden tour, the finale, the last one of the year. Hope you guys enjoy it. So it's October, and there's still flowers, which is beautiful. There's not really a whole lot else going on. More or less stopped watering because it's getting chilly-ish at night. Lilies are dying off. I'll be cutting them back, digging them up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to transplant them this year because I don't know if there's going to be enough time for them to root properly. I'll have to do some reading on that. Or if people who are more experienced with lilies know and want to shoot me a message, that would be appreciated. Yeah. It's October, and there's more flowers in my garden right now than there's been most of the year. Yeah. Everything's just getting to the point where it's kind of done. And we're moving into the preparing for winter phase. because we all know how fun that is, especially in Saskatchewan, where you can have an entire month of -40, which is so fun. I'm also going to give a lovely shot of this sunflower still because it's still so pretty. I can't get over how big it is. It is also sad that it's a one bloom flower, but can you imagine how heavy that head's going to be when those seeds are ready? Like, it's huge. Just huge. Yeah, so the next phases of the garden are going to be as it gets chillier, because we still aren't even getting to 0 overnight yet, which is out of the norm because our predicted frost was supposed to be within the middle to end of September, and here we are beginning of October, and I still don't think there's really been like a hard killing frost yet. But the next adventure will be pulling out anything that is not perennial in here. So the dahlia tubers in the back, clipping back the coleus if I want to keep cuttings, cutting back the lilies, digging them out, and transplanting them into this bed. We have to turn this bed, mulch it, turn a little bit of this bed, not too much. This bed has always done really well for me, but I am going to mulch it heavily because I know that the clematis needs to be mulched. However, it does not need to be cut back, which is good. Then, yeah, that'll really be it. It would just be getting the hoses and stuff in for the winter time. I have been told that I should be leaving my sunflowers until they die, but I don't know how attractive that would be because they're looking pretty ratty. Still beautiful and still flowering. You can still see there are blooms. Hello, Munchkin. Hi, sweetheart. I don't know if you guys heard her meow, but she desperately wants to come outside, always. Yeah, we're still getting flowers on the sunflower. They're just starting to go on me. Slowly and surely. Oh, hello, waspy. I hope there's no wasp nest there and they're just visiting. Oh. Yeah. So it'll be mulching and preparing this bed. Mulching and preparing this bed, which includes, I believe, we're going to put in wooden barriers just along the edging here so that the dirt doesn't spill over into the concrete. And then I want to do this, but I have been told that I probably shouldn't. I want to get the like white lattice and put it along there, just as a little bit of a windbreak, because we want to put peonies in this bed, and don't want them to get blown over. I've stopped watering the grass, and we're letting it go dormant. This will get cleared out probably pretty soon because the thistles are taking over, which is fine. That's gonna get ripped up anyways. So yeah, this is the front garden bed as of the beginning of October, and then the porch looks really ratty. My favorite shot is really sad. That canna's almost done, waiting for it to die off a little bit. I believe the calla that is in that pot is toast, so it will get ripped out soon. These callas are almost done, so then they'll get stored. Snaps are done. Finally, I was told to wait until everything was toast, and I believe everything is toast now, so that'll get dealt with. Yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. There's some pretty good seed pods on this canna, so I might save some of those. I will be saving the rhizome and planting it again next year because it put on a beautiful show. Probably my favorite plant of the year, in the front anyways. But yeah, this is the front garden as of the beginning of October, so we will go and check out the back now. Yeah, a little different back here. And by a little different, I mean a lot different. Still have zinnias. Still gotta bring the bees in today because it is getting too chilly for them. But yeah, I've got 2 little okra and a tomato left. Everything else is done. The pepper pots were tossed because they had broad mites, and I don't want that in my garden for next year. Harvey here will be dealt with. He is not my responsibility, but he will be dealt with. And that's more or less it. Most of the pots and containers that were on the porch got emptied out into here, so we will be at least mixing the top portions of the beds. Still trying to find a balance. I was doing some reading and some posting, and some people had mentioned, like, because I have grown such large, beautiful plants and not so much production, there's probably an issue with the potassium and phosphates in my soil. So that'll have to get rectified. It's not going to be a fall thing though. It'll probably be a springtime thing when we touch up the beds and add the compost and that kind of stuff. The sump pump will be dug here pretty quickly because we want to get that done before it gets too cold and before it starts getting wet again, because once it's wet, it's no sense in putting the sump pump in, because you're just going to be digging into a wet spot, and that's the whole point of having a sump, is to get rid of the wet. So that'll be done, and then next year's big update for back here will be the walkway, because like I said, September's really been the first month that it's been dry enough to not need rubber boots to get around the beds. Yeah. And then it'll just be waiting through the snow and the cold to do it all again. I'm thinking of doing maybe a video about some garden fails and successes, because I think it'll help someone somewhere who stumbles upon my videos. Because everyone makes mistakes, and there are a lot of mistakes made this year. But that's okay, because I'm still learning, and it was fun. I had a lot of fun. I love my garden so very much. I'm always sad when it's done. I will say I'm also kind of, like, a little bit relieved. I don't know how y'all who garden all year do it, because it's a lot of work. I commend you for it. And I don't know if it's because I'm dealing with, like, rehabbing a spine issue still that it was, like, so exhausting, but I commend anybody who gardens year round, because it's a lot of work. But it's very rewarding work, so yeah. I mean, you can see here, this is the soil that we got from one of the local landscape companies, and we grabbed the wrong one. And then there's all the potting soil, and this same kind of mix over there. So I'll talk about the struggles with this dirt, and what plans are for next year, because I don't know what my content is going to be now that I only have a flower garden, because there's not really much to talk about back here now. So I don't know. What do you guys want to see? Let me know in the comments. Shoot me a message. Ask me in person if you know me in person. Yeah. The tomatoes all came down, obviously, so I have that measurement, and that post will be going up it will be going up tomorrow. I'll get the coasters ready and make the post. So that should be fun. I'm interested to see where the guesses are going to be, because they're going to be Price is Right guesses. Either the guess or as close to it without going over. And these tomato plants were impressive. There's a lot of nitrogen in my soil. But yeah, that's really all there is to it this week. Short, simple video. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me in my little patch of paradise that's getting ready for its winter slumber here. I also want to thank you guys for hanging out with me all year and following along and watching the garden grow with me and participating in how it all went. Because I do these for me, but I do hope that it helps someone out or motivates someone to start their own garden, even if it is containers on a set of stairs, or a bean shelf, or a tiny little 4x8 raised garden, even without the canopies, because that's all I did last year was the 2 4x8s and a couple containers on the stairs. But yeah, I'm not sure if there'll be a video next week. There might be a little bit of a break because I will have to write some scripts for my garden fails video and my garden recap and my garden successes, because I don't think I can get away with just rambling on about those ones. So there might not be a video next week, not sure. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching my little garden over the last 18 weeks, because I sure did. And I want to thank you guys for supporting me and following along, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.